Howdy mates, good afternoon, how are we all doing? It is Sunday, June 12th, 2022. I'm over at the Fred Duisberg nature trail that is just found at the Blind Pass beach in association with the Sarasota County Parks. So this path that I'm walking on, it actually runs directly parallel to the road that is just found along the Gulf of Mexico. So, hold on, got more people coming up. Alright, back to resuming. So, this trail basically just takes you along a mangrove swamp where you'll also see sea grapes to my left here, which form this rather dense canopy. But a fascinating thing, looking at the leaves, historically speaking, some of the early pioneers who came through here, they actually used the sea grape leaves as postcards. Because, and you figured this was, back in the 1800s going into the 1900s. It was used because they were very thick, so once they dried, they had a texture very similar to paper, so you could easily write on them, and that's why they were used. I mean, even nowadays, some people actually still do it, so it's really cool. But yeah, basically, you'll see red mangroves to my right. Those are the most water-bound mangroves that you will see in the state of Florida. Basically, with red mangroves, they are what you call salt excretors. So typically what they do is they'll filter the water that they need from brackish water that you can see just on the other side there. They'll take the fresh water that they need, and oftentimes they will form salt deposits, as you can see a little bit on let me try to look for an example. Yeah, like if you look just right there, you can actually see some salt deposits that belong to these red mangroves, and oftentimes they're also known as the walking mangroves because, as you can see, the extensive root system, they look like a set of legs. And the most remarkable part about red mangroves too is whenever they form a vast network, it provides an amazing means of making a barrier between the ocean to my left and then the mainland to my right. Essentially what we're on right now is Minnesota Key, and there's only a couple of bridges that bring you onto this island. So we're not even on the mainland right now. But those roots that I'm talking about, they're also known as prop roots. And oftentimes these prop roots that I'm discussing, the prop roots that are in the water, they're actually a great home for oysters, tunicates, and even sponges too. So they're also filtering out the water as well in terms of the nutrient content between nitrates and phosphates. So basically, when I had the gosh dang it, my hair can't get out of my face. When I had the artificial mini reef put in honor of my great aunt and my grandmother, basically the artificial mini reef, it imitates what a mangrove prop root system does. It basically is the same exact concept, but the artificial mini reefs are a great substitute, especially in developed areas, because oftentimes the more developed an area is, you won't see any mangroves at all. But in terms of the artificial mini reefs providing protection, you know, against currents and wind, not so much. It's a neat trail though, and based on the fact that we have western winds coming in, you can really hear the waves out here. So I'm really looking forward to going for a swim. So we'll just have to see. And so far though, it's actually been a great day. Earlier today I went on sort of like a payday with a kayak and stand-up paddle company called Englewood SUP, owned by Nicole and Ray Killigan. Great people. And they basically provide eco tours in the local Englewood area. And basically what I'm trying to say is that I now have a new part-time job with them too, in addition to being an independent contractor for the Charlotte Harbor Environmental Center regarding the Peace River nature cruises. So it's baby steps. It's baby steps. Finally getting into the field of what it is I enjoy the most, which is environmental education. It's finally paying off. My patience and even my work ethic. There's finally a piece of progression. So it feels good. But check them out too. I'll actually provide a link to their Facebook page, you know, so that you guys can learn more about them. So with that being said, I may actually be doing tours with them occasionally on either Wednesday or Sunday. Probably more towards Sundays, just because I'm starting to do more of those river cruises on Wednesdays. So, kind of have to play it by ear. But I do know for certain that the river cruises are every Wednesday. So cool. So I think this is a good point to wrap up the video. Hope you guys have a chance to enjoy your Sunday. And once again, journey on a journey is ours. Take care, folks. See ya.